The crypto bull run is in full swing, and while you're focused on finding those projects that will make you tons of money, it's just as important to know which projects to avoid. Some cryptos have already pumped and simply won't have the large upside anymore. In this video, I'll show you some of the altcoins that are super popular right now, but I would rather sell them. Before we get into this list of altcoins to sell, there's a huge disclaimer that I have to give. We are now in the middle of the crypto bull run, which means every single crypto will go up in price over the next 6 to 12 months. So I am not telling you to sell any of these coins because they will go down in price. Rather, I simply think there are better alternatives that can either have higher upside potential or give the same returns but with lower risk. That's what I'll be focusing on in this video. So don't come at me saying, oh, Bacon sold XRP at $2.50 and then it went to $5. He's an idiot. All coins out of the top 300 rankings will go up in price from here, no matter how pumped up they are, simply because of Bitcoin going up in price, and this is how crypto works. However, if your altcoin doesn't outperform Bitcoin and the large caps and it lags behind in the same narrative against other comparable altcoins, then you have a better chance to put your money elsewhere. Understand this point before you watch this video. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the VirtualBacon channel. My name is Dennis. I'm a crypto angel investor for the past 6 years, and I have invested in over 100 crypto startups. On this channel, I share views on market trends and investing strategy to build wealth in crypto. At all times, you can track my updated portfolio with the link in the description, and this is where I have included all of the altcoins that I think are worth holding for the rest of this bull run, at least on a 1 to 2 month basis. Whenever I make a rotation in my portfolio, going from an altcoin that's already pumped a lot to an altcoin that's relatively undervalued, I put them down in this update logs. This is why you should also follow me on Twitter at VirtualBacon0x, as I put out all my portfolio updates in this bullet point format whenever I make them. And you should join our free trading community called the Coiners if you're looking for people to chat with and ask questions. Okay, first I want to summarize my baseline for the expected returns in order to determine if an altcoin is overperforming or underperforming. I have already gone through this in depth on this video called Best Crypto Portfolios for Small to Large Sizes. You can go ahead and check that out. To summarize, I expect Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana to do about 3x from current prices. Bitcoin is more like a 2x return at 100k to 200k, whereas Ethereum and Solana could do potentially 3 to 4x. And then for mid caps, I'm expecting 6x return, and low caps up to 20x return for the high risk ones. The simplest way to visualize this is just to look at the others versus BTC market cap ratio. And in the last cycle, from the beginning of 2021 until the end in the bull run year, all other altcoins outside of the top 10 have outperformed Bitcoin by about 5x. So we're even being quite conservative here with our estimates for this cycle based on diminishing returns. Another video you should watch for some more background is this live stream that I have done about the mainstream crypto pumps. In the beginning of the bull market stage this year, XRP, Cardano, Sui, Stellar Lumens, a lot of these mainstream coins have gone up exponentially. A ton of the older altcoins are coming back, and this sets us up for the discussion today. Which of these older coins are still worth getting into, and which ones are just a short-term pump because the retail is coming back and these are the only altcoins that they know? So you should watch this live stream for the background there. Let's address the elephant in the room first, and that is the huge pump coming to XRP over the past month, where its price went up from 50 cents all the way to $2.50, doing a 5x return. I believe this is a good time to take profits from XRP and move into other alternatives which are still undervalued. This video that I published about XRP in August 2023 is going exponential in terms of its views. Over the past 3 weeks, it has gotten another 200,000 views, and it has only gotten 216,000 views in the past 14 months. The interest in XRP in terms of search volume is going exponential. This is really retail flooding in. If I were to sell XRP and rotate into other alternatives that could outperform, what would I do? Very easy bet right now, I believe, is just to rotate from XRP into Ethereum and Solana, like I previously mentioned. However, if you want to ride the same wave of well-known US companies that have issued cryptos that are used for similar use cases in the layer 1 altcoins category, category, you can look at the ISO 20022 category of altcoins. I've also explained about this in the last XRP video that I have done in August 2023. The TLDR here is that ISO 20022 is a communication standard between banks and financial institutions, and you have decentralized and centralized networks that adhere to this. Any global financial network that can adhere to this standard can be potentially used to replace SWIFT, which is the older standard that handles cross-border transfers between banks. There are 8 altcoins that adhere to this standard, namely XRP, Cardano, Stellar Lumens, Quant, Algorand, Hedera Hashgraph, XDC, and IOTA. So which of these projects has the highest potential? Out of this list, I have to take out XRP, Cardano, Stellar, and Hedera Hashgraph. All of these 4 have pumped way too much already and are near previous all-time highs. This is the first criteria that's very important. You want to target an altcoin that still has a lot of potential to its previous all-time high price. You can easily see this comparison on live coin watch by picking up your favorite altcoins list and then sorting by percentage to previous all-time high. So going down this list, first you have IOTA still at 10x away from its previous all-time high. Can this pump? Sure, but honestly IOTA is so far removed from the rest of the market, and honestly they have not pushed any updates since the last bull market. Even in the last bull market, remember IOTA's network was down for longer than a week. I highly doubt this coin is going to make a comeback. So even though it's very far away from its previous all-time high, I don't think it's likely to reach there anymore. And then you have Quant. So Quant is currently at $140 and about 3x away from its previous all-time high. It's not bad of a coin, to be honest. It's also listed on Coinbase already. The main thing I have against this coin is actually its unit price. Very few coins in the retail's eyes have gotten above a few $100s and reached over $1,000. On that note, we have the XDC network at 7 cents. The unit price here is low. However, XDC is not listed on many centralized exchanges yet. It's not on Binance. It's not on Coinbase. It's not very easily accessible in the US. Look at the list of these centralized exchanges. Most of them are not offered in the US. So that's a big hurdle for XDC, and that's why this one is not my favorite at the moment. Then that leaves us with Algorand. I really think this coin checks all the boxes and it's still not too late to get into. Algorand has been around since 2019, a very long history, but they are still relevant and pushing a lot of updates constantly. They are listed on all major centralized exchanges: Binance, Coinbase, OKX, Upbit, Kraken, all of the major exchanges. Only one that it doesn't have compared to XLM and XRP is Robinhood. If it gets listed on Robinhood, that's going to make it completely blow up. One of the biggest issues that Algorand faced in the last bull market is with its accelerated vesting because they did a large public sale. But today, all of the tokens have been vested, as you can see on token unlocks. So throughout the bear market from 2022 until mid 2024, all the supply has come out to the market. So no more supply overhang, very good tokenomics. Current price at 52 cents, the unit bias is still quite good. And you can directly compare this unit price to the unit price of, for example, Stellar and XRP, and literally not care about market cap in the retail investors' eyes. However, for us seasoned crypto investors, you know how much the fully diluted valuation actually matters, how much of the supply is already circulating, and the bigger the fully diluted valuation, the harder time this coin have to move up in price. Currently, XRP is at 150 billion circulating market cap, Stellar is at 15 billion circulating market cap, Algorand is at 4.38 billion. And in terms of percentage of supply circulating, XRP is at 60% supply circulating, Stellar is at 60% supply circulating, whereas Algorand is over 80% circulating supply already. So this leaves much less supply overhang to be sold onto the market. All those combined, I think Algorand is at a great spot to make a splash in this cycle. And this is my bet in the ISO 20022 coins, in any coins that's connected to the US financial system for whatever Trump decides to do with positive regulation for US issued cryptocurrencies. Okay, that's my long rant about XRP. And the summary there is that I want to sell XRP and probably sell Stellar Lumens XLM, and I want to buy either Ethereum, Solana, or if you want the same category of altcoins, I would pick up Algorand. If this mainstream altcoin narrative continues, we might see a comeback of some of the most legacy altcoins such as Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Ethereum Classic. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now, when these coins pump, you want to sell them. I don't even want to talk about them too much because literally these coins do nothing. They're just older forks and copies of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum. And just because they are copies of these blue chip institutional adopted coins, that's why they are listed on all centralized exchanges in the US, because they are very much in the same regulatory gray zone. Any of these older legacy altcoins that were forks of Bitcoin or Ethereum, I would sell them and I would replace them today with Chainlink, because out of that cohort of very old long-term altcoins with legacy, Chainlink is the only one that is still pushing their technology forward with a ton of updates constantly. I got out of Chainlink this summer after it failed to follow through on that rally. But with this new wave of retail investors coming back in, Chainlink is one of the longest running coins and has one of the oldest communities across all of crypto. Chainlink started back in 2017 and the Link Marines have been around since the ICO days. You cannot discount that. I remember in the 2021 cycle, a lot of people just only held Chainlink, and that was the one coin that checked all boxes for them, being an infra coin, DeFi coin, RWA coin now, cross-chain coin. It's just that most of those narratives are not popular for Chainlink right now. I think they just need a little bit of a pivot to be something of a popular narrative again, and then that will make Chainlink completely explode. The next major altcoin I would sell right now is Sui. It has gotten super popular over the past 2 to 3 months on crypto Twitter especially, but I really think there are better alternatives now that can have higher potential returns. The TLDR on Sui is that it's a layer 1 blockchain for smart contracts. It's a direct competitor to Solana and less so a competitor to Ethereum, because it uses the same programming language called Rust, and it has this special programming language on top called Move, which is based on Rust, and this is supposedly much more developer friendly and easier to use versus developing on Solana. And most people know at this point, Sui has gone up over 4x over the past 3 months, going from 80 cents to $3.80. What a great run that Sui has had. However, is this worth holding for the long term? There are really two sides to this question. Number one, if you are buying into Sui for the adoption of its technology, being the Move programming language and the potential of that to replace Solana, well, you can look at it a couple ways. First is that Aptos is just as good of a blockchain as Sui. The two teams literally came from the same technology, a leftover from Libra. However, Aptos is trading at half the fully diluted valuation of Sui today. And if you really believe the Move ecosystem is going to kill Solana, well, you should try it out and actually see for yourself. As far as I know, there are no new coins being launched on Sui today that people are aping into. Not even close to the hype we still have on Solana with Pump Fund, with how many memes and how much trading is happening there on the daily. Just look in your Telegram, your Twitter, your Discord groups. Nobody is trading coins on Sui today. I have not seen anyone share any gem calls on Sui ever, but I see them 20 times a day on Solana and just as much on Base even. That's not to say the Sui blockchain doesn't work. It works quite well. It's very fast, very smooth, but right now there just isn't much action going on in that chain. So if you want to bet on Move, I think Aptos is a better bet right now. And if you want to bet on the actual adoption of this retail focused crazy meme coin trading casino type of scenario, I think Solana is still the king here. The other narrative that Sui has going for itself is being this hyper scalable, super fast blockchain that can support over 10,000 transactions per second. Sui claims to be the fastest blockchain ever, right? At 300,000 transactions per second. But again, right now, no chain can reach these levels of high thresholds. So these chains have never been tested on the mainnet because they simply don't have enough transactions going through to see if this actually works. Today, any chain that can support over 10,000 transactions per second is already hyper scalable, and those limits are not being reached. This is why on that same caliber, you have quite a few other chains that have more adoption already, such as AVAX, Phantom, or even Sei, which is a lower cap alternative. AVAX, Phantom, and Sei all run the Ethereum virtual machine or the EVM stack, and they all support over 10,000 transactions per second. They are all hyper scalable. Before we really have on-chain adoption that can push past more than 10,000 transactions per second in terms of demand, you really can't say that Sui is faster than any of these other blockchains. We don't know if it will actually break. However, when you look at the price performance of these three EVM hyperscalable blockchains, they are still quite a ways off from their previous all-time high. The upside potential is clearly higher here. Phantom and Sei are both around the 3 billion circulating market cap mark compared to Sui at 11 billion. And when it comes to percentage of supply circulating, their ratios are also a lot better. And then we have AVAX, and I want to talk about AVAX specifically here because I really think this coin has the intersection of all of the different narratives going for it. We have already discussed that AVAX is a hyperscalable blockchain able to sustain over 10,000 transactions per second. This is number one narrative going for it. If Sui pumps, AVAX is in that same category. Second bullish point going for AVAX is that it is very US retail friendly. It's traded on all US major exchanges and it's even offered on Robinhood today. This really sets it apart, and I highlighted this point on my last live stream about the mainstream cryptos as well. You should go check that out. So I went through the supported list of coins on Robinhood, and I actually made a mistake there because the list that I had there was actually a bigger list of altcoins offered on Robinhood Europe. Some people pointed this out to me and I made a correction on the comments, and this is actually the full list of altcoins supported on Robinhood US, which is much more important. On this list of altcoins, when you extract them out, the only two altcoins that fit all of my criteria for the mainstream cryptos are AVAX and Chainlink. This is why I think AVAX has a ton of potential to be one of those coins that people just hold for exposure to everything and exposure to every single narrative. They have a big narrative with gaming as well, launching some of the top games like Off the Grid, and they have huge RWA exposure as well, having done partnership with Singapore's monetary authority and having issued on-chain tokenized funds. On this note of legacy altcoins that are coming back, I'm going to give you two more categories that were very popular in 2021, namely Metaverse and gaming. These rotations have not happened yet, but when they happen, you want to sell these coins ASAP if you still hold them. First, we have Metaverse. So the two most popular metaverses from 2021 in terms of altcoins were Sandbox and Decentraland. We are already seeing these coins starting to tick up. Now, when this hype wave starts, it will get very explosive very quickly, just like the last cycle around. However, don't be fooled. These projects have not made updates in the entirety of the bear market. In fact, the team of Decentraland, as far as I know, have already moved on to a new project. Even today, if you want exposure to a Metaverse crypto project that has an actual decent potential based on how much they've built over the past 3 years of bear market, you should check out Wilder World. This coin was also just as popular in 2021, having reached an all-time high of $6.70, and right now it trades at 37 cents. So more than 16x away from previous all-time high. But Wilder World has been diligently building over the past 3 years, and their major releases are just coming up on the Epic Game Store with multiple games, and their Metaverse world is way ahead of the competition compared to Sandbox and Decentraland. This is something that I can actually see myself having fun in. When the next version of their world actually drops, along with their flagship games, I will try it out and I'll show you guys my impressions. Okay, last but not least, in the quick fire rounds, we have the gaming narrative, and the three most popular gaming coins from 2021 that are no longer relevant today are Axie Infinity, Engine Coin, and Gala. So all three of these coins hit huge multiples in the 2021 bull run, and they are starting to tick up a bit again because they're offered on all centralized exchanges, and people think these are the main gaming coins. They just don't know that the gaming industry shifts so much in the crypto narrative. Today, Axie Infinity with its play to earn model is no longer around. Nobody is going to do play to earn anymore. And Engine Coin, well, their infrastructure nobody is using anymore. It's very, very last gen, and they even launched a brand new blockchain already, and even that blockchain has no users. And last but not least, Gala, that proposed to be the Steam game store in crypto fashion, is not relevant anymore. Their model does not work. So some alternatives here. Honorable mention, you can look at Ronin if you are really into Axie Infinity. This is the infrastructure play that's launched by the parent company of Axie Infinity called Sky Mavis, and this is a layer 1 blockchain that they use to run multiple different games. This is the majority of their main business focus now. My picks in the gaming category you can find on my crypto portfolio at all times. So I have Superverse, Xborg, Echelon Prime, Beam, Seed World, Wilder World, and Super Champs. If you just want one crypto gaming pick that checks all boxes, great tokenomics, great team, huge community support since the last bull run, made a huge splash in the last bull run and continue to build, and an infrastructure that's plugged into everywhere, and is only going to increase their exposure as more and more games come to the mainstream. You just gotta hold Super. That is your number one exposure to gain the upside in crypto gaming. Now, more recently, we have a few different altcoins that launched in crypto gaming that are very worth paying attention to, namely Xborg, Seed World, and Super Champs. The main overlap these projects have is that they are fairly launched. This means they listed on a decentralized exchange first. They distributed tokens all to their investors on day one. So whoever wants to sell, well, they sell right away into a low, fully diluted market cap. This way, you have the tokens exchanging hands from the VCs or the KOLs or people that got in early into the hands of the community members and the people that want to support the project. Well, these guys got in very early. So by listing the tokens at a low market cap on decentralized exchanges, what you end up building is a strong community that gets in on the ground floor. And that's why you have these three coins having very strong community support right now, because all of their token holders got in very cheap and they were able to ride the wave up and continue to ride the wave as crypto gaming grows this cycle. If you're looking for exposure in crypto gaming, you gotta look at coins that are fairly launched instead of coins that have long VC lockup and at very high FDV right away at launch. So pay attention to Xborg, Seed World, and Super Champs. All of these have price charts that do quite well because of this fair launch format. Okay, these are all of the altcoins that I would sell today and the alternatives that I think have higher upside potential in order to rotate into. We have covered the layer one category, the mainstream cryptos that are popular, similar to XRP and Stellar. We have covered other layer ones that are hyper scalable, similar to Sui. We have covered legacy altcoins like Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, and how they compare very poorly against Chainlink. We have covered the metaverse narrative and the gaming narrative and how last cycle's altcoins that are popular in these two narratives are not necessarily the ones you want to pick up for this bull run. Now, if you are betting on the AI narrative or RWA or meme coins, I think you're still quite good because these three narratives really became popular in the bear market. So there isn't that much fluff in these sectors yet. Most of the retail audience hasn't come into these three sectors yet. But if these sectors get overheated, I'll make follow-up videos in the same style covering these three sectors as well. Okay, that's it for this video. Make sure to follow me on X at VirtualBacon0x. This is where I drop quick alpha before I make them into in-depth videos. And if you want the quickest alerts on my portfolio updates, you'll get them on Twitter right away. And if you're looking for a community, make sure to join our free community called The Coiners with the link in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next video.